M and Q on this morning. So we have this nice indication, and we were looking for the correction, and we actually took 1 micro, and we did get stopped out earlier with this previous. We had a pretty tight stop, so we got stopped out with this previous support turning resistance, but our stop got hit because we were so tight. And now we still have this indication, and this correction is still going on. Now the question is, are we going to squeeze these? And if we do squeeze these soft shorts, what would be the purpose? The purpose would be to grab this liquidity and turn this into a turtle soup, maybe? Honestly, at times it looked like it wouldn't. At times it looks like it would. But if it does, we can come up here and grab the turtle soup. But yeah, when it was down here, I thought it wouldn't. That's why I wrote that note. Anyways, we do have this, but we also have this as a nice indication. That hasn't corrected yet though. So we both have long and shorts that we can directionally take. And here is strictly a liquidity grab, petering out, and I took it, and this wick here stopped me out like this for break even, and then it really did go. I chose a decent target here, but my break even was hit. But definitely getting better more and more at reading price action. And here we're trying to see if we go up. If we exceed this high, we'll squeeze all these soft shorts. And what will be the purpose? To go up higher, to correct down. So that's a possible trade right there. Look at here, look at the concept of the squeeze. All these soft longs got squeezed, only for the real long to come. So that's why that trade made logical sense. As we start to get closer and closer to this liquidity, we adjusted the green box for the top of this wick right here for 3R. These people getting squeezed here, they would be called soft shorts, getting squeezed, so we can go up higher, fade, grab this liquidity and fade this liquidity sweep. Yep, that's the purpose of the soft squeeze, or the squeeze of the soft shorts. So this top here will likely be the flip side of this. A few final push and then the move. So we're looking here. We might need to just get in and let it do its thing within the range of the stop loss. Give it some room to breathe, and then trade to this top of the wick here. Some form of this. This is very crude, but grab this liquidity. We did actually hit this liquidity, but we still want to maybe see if there's one more little push beyond this liquidity, and then the real correction. Correction in the context of this correcting. This whole up move here, correcting. Okay, this played out like this. I was waiting for, how many squeezes can you wait for? And so I was waiting for yet another peak akin to this one down here, where we squeezed lower, and then we had the wick into the last gasp, and then the correction, which turned out to be actually a indication of this. We indicated going down, and the correction itself is an indication, and now we're going to correct for the indication going this way. And here's the squeeze, and the squeeze actually did take a turtle soup. Look at that. It's really kind of nice, even though I didn't get in, and I thought, and this maybe this just got extra fancy right here with this blue thing here, like this, thinking it would come up and do a double liquidity. That's getting a little too fancy. Whereas if we had just done it like this without the blue, yep, just like this, just grab that liquidity right here, as here, and not waiting for that extra little tiny liquidity grab. That was getting a little too fancy. This would have been just fine. And we would have given it room to do that thing like that. See, the contingency is in the stop loss, but not in the adverse selection. So I do like that thought process, this refinement of, even if it were gonna do the second gasp liquidity grab, like maybe like here, we give it room for it to do that, but we don't miss the trade. So that's a nice refinement. So here's a little throwback to the beginning of this indication to the downside and the correction that starts the indication to the upside, which is interesting. But you notice that we had a little squeeze of the sorry longs, and they got squeezed, sorry longs, and we made that little wick dip into a failed auction, and then off to the races we go. So the idea here is not so much to catch the very, very bottom of the wick, but to get in somewhere and allow room in case it needs to make this kind of wicking, which is what I said earlier in the video here. Anyways, enjoy.